Hi there. Welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree. I'm doing a reading for Scorpio. If this reading doesn't quite resonate with you, you can try some of your other placements. Not every single Scorpio is going to be experiencing the same things. We're all in different parts of our lives. Different planets are transiting. We had different planets set up in our birth charts. So I use the sun sign as sort of a starting point. So you can check your rising sign, your moon sign, or you can check a sign that is currently in the sign of Scorpio or in the 8th house. Scorpio, some astrologers say that the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and some astrologers don't quite agree with that. So you've got to find what works for you. And like human beings, astrology, there's lots of moving parts, literally. So I think some of these videos, you'll at least find one video that is relevant. So today, or for this series rather, I'm using the Tattoo Tarot. It's a Marseille deck, in which the pip cards are not fully illustrated like the major arcana. So I hope you guys are having a good day today. My day is just starting, and I like to do my readings early in the morning when everybody is quiet or have left the house. It's Sunday morning here, so I've got a son at practice. My husband took him, and then my daughter's asleep, and my other daughter spent the night at her BFF's. So, okay, Scorpio, let's see what we have for you. I'm taking a break from the shadow readings just to lighten up the mood a little bit. But sometimes the cards don't want a lightened up mood. So we'll see what we have today. The Empress, King of Swords in reverse, and Judgment. My, two major arcana cards. Okay, the Empress is a card of creation. This card is ruled by Venus. So beauty, taking care of yourself, creating things, taking care of things, bringing things, nurturing things, and bringing them into fruition. King of Swords in reverse. Here I am feeling there might be some sort of blocked mental state for you. Perhaps you're not quite there where you're comfortable with what your mind is feeling right now. That's weird. Judgment. This is like a card of reckoning. This is sort of when the angel comes down, and depending on what Ma'at said about your heart, are you going to be resurrected? So it's kind of like like are you good or bad, basically, in the most simplest of terms. However, this card is just a little bit more complicated than that. So let's use the Tarot of the Abyss by Tourian. And let's see if we can get some more information. So with the cards that are out right now, I am feeling that you're nurturing something. You're nurturing something, and you're working on it. You're trying to bring something to life. Now, that can be anything. That can be something in your physical world. That can be, you can be working on yourself. Whatever it is, you're putting your time and energy into it to make it beautiful, to make it bloom, to make it come forward. The King of Swords, however, has your mental state is just not quite in agreement with what you have going on in creation here. So with the Judgment being here at the end, it might be time for you to take stock in what's going on. Are you going to pay attention to what you're thinking about? Or is this something that has just been created in your head, right? Or is this project here something you need to think about? Perhaps maybe it's not quite what you need to be putting your energies into. So we're going to use this deck here to give us a little bit of light, to help us understand. All right, let me just do one more shuffle here. Okay, so those cards just flew out. Okay, so when that happens, face up, we like the faces to go in the order that they appeared. And this is a lot of cards. So I'm going to take these two together. Look at all these kings you have. King of Cups. I'm sorry. You've got the King of Wands, King of Cups, and the King of Swords up here with the Knight of Cups down here. So there is a lot of, I want to say, people energy. You know, the court cards generally represent people, personalities, that type of thing. They can also kind of be like a state of mind. Okay, let me get a read on this, and then we can go from there. So we've got King of Wands, Three of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse, and then we have the King of Cups and Knight of Cups upright down here. I'm going to use these as extra cards, but let me look here. So you are very passionate about whatever it is that you're doing here. And I want to say that maybe you're not getting like the recognition that you are wanting from your peers, or from whoever. The Six of Wands here is a card of being recognized, of jobs well done. We see the ballerina here, you know, bowing to this audience and just loving her, you know, the smile on her face. However, with it being in reverse, that's either a blocked energy or an energy not yet realized. So I'm feeling that maybe you're not being recognized for for all this energy that you're putting in here. The King of Wands, look, he is mastering this fire. So you are just putting all that you have into this, that which what you are creating. And with the King of Cups and Knight of Cups here, I mean, this is just showing how passionate you are about it. You're following your heart, and it's very important to you. Now let's try to understand why this King of Swords is in reverse and why your mind isn't in agreement with what you're doing. And I want to say it probably has something to do here with the Six of Wands being in reverse, not getting that recognition. Oh, the Devil, the Ten of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, the Ten of Cups and the Page of Pentacles are in reverse. Okay, so this is a great depiction of the Devil card. It's an angel, as we all are. You know, we all have that beautiful light within us. But this man is bound, and his heart is here. And so it's almost like his heart is what's binding him, right? So our desires, things that we think that we really want, you know, addictions, those types of things that bring us pleasure, but not necessarily are good for us. So perhaps you're putting too much energy into this, right? And you're ignoring what all is going on in the other parts of your life. The Ten of Cups here and the Page of Pentacles here. This card, Ten of Cups, speaks of family, you know, final happiness, the legacy type stuff, you know, things that you can pass down to your children, and passing things down is okay, let me start that sentence over. The way that we treat our children, the way that we treat our significant others, the way we treat people is actually passed down because our children learn from that. And that's like their baseline on how they need to treat others. Let me grab a little bit of tea here. I have a double insulated cup. Let me show you guys this cup. I don't know if you can truly see it. I can't bend it because I've got the green tea in here. Oh, look how pretty that is. Ah, I love tea. Loose leaf tea is my favorite, especially if it's green tea. So it's a black cup and it kind of has like a leaf pattern here and like a almost glossy, but not quite glossy. Very, very subtle. Anyhow, I just wanted to share. This cup does a very good job at keeping my tea warm, but it doesn't keep it as warm as long as I would like. That's funny. So I guess it would be great if I could plug it in or something and then it would just stay warm until I was done. Okay, so back to the reading. Okay, and I think that's where this conflict in your mind is going with it. And I feel that you are putting too much energy and something is being neglected. And Page of Pentacles, speaks of, that's an earth card, that is our physical being here on earth. Anything that has to do with us keeping us alive here. Food, job, money. We need money to survive, and our housing. And Ten of Cups is like a family card, So I feel like there's some neglect going on, and with the Devil card here, that might be something going on in with like an overworking addiction. Perhaps you might have an issue with what's the word, vulnerability. So you don't quite like being with your family, all the time. I know I had an issue with that. I had an issue with being vulnerable, and as sad as it sounds, it was sometimes hard for me to be vulnerable with my children, and it's taking lots of introspection and therapy and understanding where I came from in my past to actually see what I was doing, and I understood why, and then I've been able to make some changes. Now, I'm not perfect, and I'm definitely not that happy, loving mother that everybody sees on TV and stuff, but we can't beat ourselves up about things like that. We are who we are, and we come here in a position to learn, and we're going to keep coming back until we learn those lessons. And I can honestly say I'm learning those lessons, and I have broken that chain of mistreatment, and that unfortunately was passed on to my mom by my grandmother, and my grandmother was passed on to her by her mother, and it was a generational thing that needed to be broken. And I'm so happy that I did the work to break it, and I'm happy that my children are going to be aware of it, because we've had many conversations about that. So that's a little piece of something I wanted to share with you. So there's no shame. There's no shame in being the way that we are. I think the shame comes in when it's not recognized and it's not changed. And I think that's shameful. And I think that that it should at least be recognized. And not all of us are going to have what it takes in this lifetime to be able to change it. But if you recognize it and you can perhaps express that to your children, and your children are aware of it, then when it's their time to rear children, they can make the necessary changes. And okay, let me get a read on this Judgment card. So the Tower, 10 of Swords in reverse, and 9 of Cups. Okay, people generally don't like seeing the Devil, the Tower, and Death is the only one who hasn't made her appearance here. So I think it's really interesting that we have this major arcana, the Tower, underneath this major arcana card, Judgment. Um, I, I kind of want to say that we want to take this card literally, in that this Tower card needs to break down the judgment. Are you judging yourself? Is that possibly what's going on, Scorpio? Are you... So with the Ten of Swords and Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups is a card of contentment, you know. It's almost there to the Ten of Cups. You know, you kind of have everything that you want. This is kind of like a me card, you know. I have all that I want, and then the Ten of Cups is sharing that and, you know, passing that on down the line. Ten of Swords in reverse. This is this deck actually has two Ten of Swords. This is the typical RWS, you know, the person being stabbed with swords. Oh, this guy has a knife, it looks like. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that, but I feel like he's clutching a knife right here. And I mean, he looks kind of like he's not even paying attention to this guy, like he doesn't see him. But this guy's asking for mercy. It looks like he's reaching out to him. And I mean, is this 11th knife going to put him out of his misery or what? So, wow, I never noticed that before. So the fact that it's being in reverse, I don't think your thought process is ending with this. But I do feel like perhaps you're content where you're at, which speaks to this devil card, right? The devil card meaning addictions, pulling the wool over your eyes, not being able to see that something you're doing or being done to you is harmful. And that's what this contentment feels here. And it's not quite ending yet. And I'm thinking that this Tower card is saying that it needs to end, right? It needs to come to a point where you can be judged for who you really are, because I don't think you are this person who wants to ignore what's going on around you just so you can, you know, bring your project to fruition, bring it to life, right? I don't think you're that person who really wants to push everybody away. But perhaps it's something that you learned as a younger child, you know, maybe it's a coping mechanism. This card too, actually, I mean, this reading, I'm a Scorpio sun, and so I'm getting nice little nuggets from this reading as well. So, and that happened with the Libra reading earlier that I posted yesterday. So, so I hope this has helped you, Scorpio. And if you have any questions, let me know. Also, I'm going to open up my private readings. I don't quite have enough room on my bio page on YouTube to put the reach out information, or that I'm offering that. But you can contact me through the comments, or my email address is down in the about page on the YouTube channel. So if you'd like to go deeper into this situation, we can. Just give me a little shout, and I hope you have a nice day, Scorpio. I'll see you next time. Bye.